Should be good. Everything where it should be. All right. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Everybody. Yes, indeed, everybody. Yes, we are live once again, not Memorex. It's Thanksgiving Day, y'all. Thanksgiving today, November the 26th. So I want to first of all, wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. You probably enjoying your meal and getting full and probably watching, I guess the game probably still on. You're watching a little bit of that. But we got a special thing today. So I want to say hello and welcome to another edition of the One-on-One, brought to you by GoGo Media and Broadcasting Platform. Bring you the bump by bump rundown in the wide world of go-go, right? Continuing with true stories of path makers. I'm talking about the path makers from deep inside the pocket of go-go. Folks that you may see and they're not necessarily on the front line, or they may be on the front line, or they may be somewhere in that stage. You know them, but you don't know too much about them. And that's what we're here for, y'all. Deep inside the pocket, right? Past episodes of the One-on-One can be seen on social media platforms like Facebook and YouTube, as well as the T-Mod GoGo website and the T-Mod Radio website. I am your host, Cato Hammond, musician and author of the book, Take Me Out to the Go-Go. You can get this book. You can go to Amazon and get the book. You can go to tmodgogobook.com and get the autographed version of it. Real awesome book. Also for your kids, Christmas coming up, got a children's book for them. It's all about go-go. And do it. Can you see it? Called I Wanna Play Too, which is actually a book based on a true story, based on me, and that's supposed to be me and my cousin BJ, who we lost a couple of years ago. Some of y'all know Byron Jackson. So when we were kids, I was always inspired him. So that children's book is about that. But let's get into this thing right here. If you're watching and listening, thank you so much for your support. I have a guest today. My guest today is a musician, of course, a saxophonist to be exact. I hope I'm saying that title right. But this brother has been playing his footsteps, as many of us, in go-go for the past few decades. You know what I'm saying? And I love talking to folks that's been in it that long, because you get so much rich history. I mean, he's been rocking with such bands as Chance, Petworth, Black Love, Reds and the Boys, Backyard, Ras Lidj Deep Band, EU, High Cold Sweat. This brother, you know what I'm saying? And actually, he's representing something that was real heavy and strong in go-go years ago, but not as prominent, even though they're still existing, and that's that horn section. You know, he played with, like I say, High Cold Sweat, Ayre Rayde, EU, Stratocasters. I mean, even more than whom we're going to be talking about tonight. Currently, he's playing with the band Pure Elegance. You can kind of see him with the video they recently just put out called Don't Mute. I think the video was Don't Mute Us or Don't Mute DC. But we're going to talk about all that tonight. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my guest, Big Brother K.O., Kevin K.O. Miller, saxophonist extraordinaire. What's up, K.O.?
What's up? We almost got the same name.
I know. How about that? Yeah.
And people call me, they thinking I'm you. And I say, no, that's not me. I'm Kenny.
The funny thing is, a lot of folks don't even realize my name Kevin unless they know me real close.
Right.
Or family. You know, it's funny when family call me Kato. It don't even sound right. But
I know. my mother did the same thing, but it was like later years when she started calling me that. You know.
Did it trip you out?
Actually, go ahead.
Did it trip you out when she called you KO?
It sounded funny. It sounded funny because I would never introduce, I would never introduce myself to people like my name was KO, I would always say Kevin. You just use my name,
Right.
my name. But then people just started like, that's KO. They started introducing me as KO. So
yeah. Well, you know how we are, man. We some nickname giving folks.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
but it came about that name, that nickname, of course, is my initials. But
saying?
when there's so many Kevins in the city, and you in the neighborhood, I was in Sea Pleasant with D. Lee's brother. His name is Kevin
Kevin Lee. I know
Kevin Lee. And I was playing with them with the band called Stratocasters, and they was calling me. They kept saying Kevin. I'm turning around, look. They say no, not you, Kevin Lee. So I say, "Love, might call me by my initials, man." They start calling me KO.
See, this is what we're gonna get into all that, because our history kind of crosses a little bit, even though we ourselves never been on the stage. So first, been on stage together. But first of all, I want to say Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Thank you. Thank you. And to everybody. To everybody.
To everybody out here. I wanna make sure I share this thing on the page or whatever. I try to do that without looking like I'm not paying attention. But basically, this whole session right here is basically to get into your story. The story, KO's story, bottom line, from the beginning. Because what happens when we give this story, people get to learn more about history. I get to learn more about history, especially when it goes back rich like you do, with so that you've seen so much and all. Like, I mean, you already even started when you talk about the Stratocaster. We already know you and I. That's pre-GoGo right there. You know what I'm saying? That's pre-GoGo. You know what I'm saying? So I want to get into talking about all that thing. So basically, we started off, basically your name is Kevin Miller, KO, as we know you, and all that kind of stuff. But I want to go back and just, you remember that TV show used to be, what was that show called? Whatever, it was an old TV show. This Is Your Life. That's it. This is your life, KO. You know what I'm saying? So I want you to think back to early childhood, the first time, your first experience that you can remember with music for the first time. Can you tell me what that was like? You hear me?
Well, I had a incoming call that just disrupted my interview.
That's with technology. Everybody still.
Let me see. I hate that. Can you hear me?
I can hear me. I can hear. Yeah.
I'm not. I can't hear you where I did at first. I'm gonna have to call this friend and get on him and say, "Man, let me come and interrupt my interview. I can't hear you like I could at first. Let me see. See if I can do something."
Am I real low?
Hold on. Yeah, you went down real low. Sorry about that, folks, but we had them technical difficulties.
Getting juicy too. Let's get ready to get to the good part.
Let me see if I can put through Bluetooth. Hold on.
Yeah. 100%. Look, technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna get there, like Belvedere.
I can't hear you. Hold on.
You still can't hear me?
No, I can't. It's real low. It's real low. At first, I can hear you real good. Let me see. What can I do? What can I do? I'm about to call that friend, man. He done screwed up here.
That friend knocked out Groove. Wait, but we're gonna hold up. Let me do something here. Let
me see if I can put headset on. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm gonna put headset on.
All right. Let me grab this while he's doing that. All right.
Hold on, everyone.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me better? Was it the same? Yeah. Can you hear me? He may have to log out and come back in.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you very good, but you may have to log out and come back in. Can you do that? I don't even know if you can hear me, ladies and gentlemen.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, that's better. For some reason, it's better. It's better. Sorry about that, y'all.
No, it's cool. It's cool. Yeah. Your friend knocked. We're gonna let him know he knocked out Groove.
Yeah, man. With
But we
this
still gonna
social
pick up
media
where we
stuff.
left off.
Yeah. I said with social media stuff, this brother, he texted me happy Thanksgiving instead of calling me. Come on, man.
All right. Anyway, let's pick up where we left off here. Bottom line, the question I was asking, I want you to, thinking back to your early childhood, as far back as you can think, what was your very first experience with music like for the first time like? What was that like? Can you remember that? Take me there.
Vaguely, because of course I just celebrated my 60th birthday last week.
Happy birthday. That's a blessing.
But all the brain cells ain't burned out. You know, I did a lot of things back in the day, but they ain't all burned out.
That's why I said if you can remember. That's why I said if you can remember.
Expo, one of the expos we played, I was playing percussions or something. I think it was Congos down at Bolton Air Force Base. And of course, as kids too, we used to bang on pots and pans in the backyard and on boxes too. You know, my grandmother's house grew up over on 8th and H and also in Southeast. We lived in Southeast, but my grandmother's house was over by 8th and H. And we used to be in the backyard banging on boxes and stuff back in the day, on trash cans and stuff back then. And that was.
So were you trying to emulate anybody, or what made you just want to make music?
Back then, no. The TV was black and white, and they had too many of us on the TV. You know what I'm saying? That we talking about going back when the TV used to go off at night. With the flag, American flag, they played whatever early that I can remember back then we was bang on boxes. My grandma had we used to be in the backyard. My grandma had 2 pear trees in the backyard, and we used to get sticks off the tree and bang on the boxes and stuff as kids and stuff. I remember that far back. Yeah.
So what made you want to pick up a music instrument though?
Well, my mother said my first instrument was a set of drums, but she said she bought it for Christmas, and she went out and came back home and they was demolished. so that was the end of that. And I had to be about 11 years old then when she bought those drums. 11. Grew up over in Anacostia on Ridge Place, and them drums didn't last that long. And then wound up going to middle school years later up at Gordon Junior High up in Georgetown, and took 3 years of guitar.
Gordon, okay, I remember Gordon.
Yeah. Went to school with Little Benny's brother Frank. He went to school. Okay. Yeah, Frank went up there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So did you pick up the sax up at Gordon, or when you pick up your sax?
The ironic thing is that I wound up playing sax in high school. They didn't have guitar, and I wound up going to Anacostia because I grew up in Southeast, and this is like 1976, and the music teacher, Mr. White, at that time, he told I took my my schedule and stuff for the classes I had, and he saw that that wasn't his class, that wasn't marching band. So he said, that's piano class down the hall. He said, if you don't like that class, come on back and I'll change your schedule. Excuse me. So I went down the hallway, which was right down the hallway, and looked in the class, and it was kind of boring in there. It's kind of boring. And wound up going back to the band because my mother and my uncle Howard and my mother Hasanatu said if I play any other instrument, play saxophone. And that was 1976, and I haven't looked back.
So this was at Anacostia, so you would switch to the sax.
Yeah, I switched to the sax.
Is that when you start connecting with folks in the neighborhood as well?
Of course, as in GoGo, was just kind of starting out. My mother say try to make it like I was the second generation of GoGo. I say, Ma, y'all were going to the GoGo. They wasn't calling the music GoGo back then. when I started, you know.
Right.
And I said, it's a difference going to the go-go. Of course, we was going to the go-go too, and then they started changing the name, the sound to go-go music.
Music, right?
And I told that's a difference. So I always tell her I'm a first generation of go-go artist, not second.
For people who don't know or really don't understand, because we find ourselves trying to explain that to folks who get it confused with the go-go event and the go-go music. So can you kind of break that down? Because the go-go event took place, of course, early, and the music came later. Break that down.
They was not calling the music go-go at that time. I mean, it took a while, took several years into me playing go-go before it actually was calling, because we were still kind of calling going to the go-go. It hadn't made that. It hadn't really physically made that transition into the music, the genre called go-go. Everybody was going to. We was going to go-go.
Basically, really, correct me if I'm correct, it was basically the same as going to a cabaret, but you would say go-go.
Right. It was. Right. It was.
And you know, we didn't call the music cabaret music. Later we called the music go-go music. Right. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, Chuck was doing it with like he said with the steady beat, not stopping the music and stuff. But I think really to me, it came as a collective with different sounds and stuff from different bands and stuff through the years and stuff. You know, like with Rare Essence and stuff. Chuck, you know, with who was playing the Congo? Tilly was playing trumpet.
Bright Moments. Bright Moments with Chuck.
Yeah, it was playing the Congos.
Yeah, you talking about Bright Moments?
No. Oh man, what was his name? I forgot his name, but he played the two Congos. He didn't have the four Congos. So Essence, Jungle Boogie was, I think, the first one I ever seen playing with four Congos, and it completely changed the sound. It completely changed the sound to me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Chuck was doing the, you know, the don't stop thing, but then everybody else started doing that. I guess to give him credit for actually doing that. But to me, you know how stuff is, man. It takes some years and stuff to come into what we call as go-go, the different sounds and how we're gonna do what we do, how we do this and stuff like that. But I guess as far as him the non-stop being not stopping the music and stuff like that, we're just going. Give him a lot of credit for that. Okay. You know, and a lot of credit for it.
Okay, but that go-go as we know it today was kind of, you say, with the four Congas. The first group you seen was Rare Essence with the 4/4.
Yeah, but even
little ones.
Say it again.
Well, the two large Congas and two little ones.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, they call it boombox. I think they call it
boombox. Right.
And Jungle Boogie was probably the first one I ever seen with them. You know, even with the Rototones with Dave, you know, other than Frank Hooker and the Positive People, you know, but even that sound. But I mean, they had Rototones around, but they didn't. I mean, Timbales, but not really nobody really had no Rototones.
Right.
Of course, Chuck didn't have none.
Right. Well, I don't think Chuck ever used them, did he?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah. So, all right. So the first band you played with, because we're gonna get into that. The first band, would you say you played with was who?
J.O. Enterprise. J.O. Enterprise. That's when I went in there thinking I could still play the guitar, and the manager at the time, with J.O. stand for is Judd Owens. That was in the Northeast, or by 8th and H, by Sherwood Playground, and Judd say. He had a bunch of guitar players, and that's the last thing he needed was another guitar player, somebody to say they could play the guitar player, and that was me. I was still learning. And stuff, especially, you know, coming out of junior high school and going into high school and still thinking I could, you know, play guitar a little bit. But I was switching over from guitar to learn how to play this saxophone. That was 1976. Okay. And Judge said, "You can't play no guitar." You can play that saxophone, play the saxophone. So I just stuck to the saxophone and it just took on from there.
Okay.
And then the second band after that, Judd was also the manager of Black Love.
And Black Love was out in Maryland, though, right? Correct?
It was in Sea Pleasant. Yeah, exactly.
I remember Black Love.
With Tony Sharp and Wendy.
Wendy and Poochie in them.
Poochie and them, yeah, Poochie and them. Yeah, and Leon Thurston, them brothers, man. Leon was actually the first, I think he was the first horn player I ever actually played with in a band.
Leon,
okay. Yeah. But Black Love back then, they were young, talented. They had a show, man. They used to do flips off the stage, backward flips off the stage. That's what Tony Sharp, Anthony Sharp was. He was young. He was a young kid. And Leon, they were real talented.
Now I'm gonna tell you to stop you there because I remember Black Love because I was some years younger, but Black Love was one of the, and this is like I say pre-GoGo, so this is one of the bands I looked to because I remember y'all used to do shows and y'all used to dress like Parliament. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Smoke bombs there.
Yeah. So
yeah. I wasn't in the band when we used to play a lot of Parliament stuff, but when they do the smoke bombs and stuff, I was with Judd. He was checking them out at that time before I made the transition. That was same year. I didn't stay with Jay because the JO Enterprise guys, they were a little more older now, a little more mature and stuff. Like, a lot of drinking and smoking and stuff like that. And Leon and them was a little more clean. They were young. I'm saying a little more vibrant, and it just seemed like that's who I wanted to be with was those guys.
So how did you connect with them though?
That was through Judd, through the manager of JO Enterprise.
He was managing. Okay.
He was managing both of them. Sometimes the group was kind of mixed up with JO Enterprise and Black Love, and then it became with Black Love. Later we started getting different members and stuff. That's when Anthony Brown, who allowed Tony to play with EU. That's when he came with the group, and Boogie Doos playing guitar started coming. We started getting other cats with Tidy. Tidy played trumpet. What's his name? Daryl Hayes and Mike Taylor. And to play those guys those guys right there. Sometimes they didn't want me. I didn't want to pick up my horn. These guys are straight out of the marching band, H.D. Woodson. I didn't play in the marching band, even though my music teacher he wanted me to, man. But I lived all the way up the top of the hill up by Bury Farms in Southeast, and Curry he wanted me to play baritone saxophone, and baritone that's a big horn. So to carry that horn from Anacostia all the way up the hill, man, that was a lot of work. But to play with Mike Teller and Tidy, I used to call them guzzlers, because they were strong and loud, So that to play with them, I mean, that was a beautiful era. We was a force to be reckoned with, because I think during that time, Jungle Boogie was teaching Anthony a lot of stuff, a lot of moves and stuff. So our sound was a nice sound. Black Love was getting a nice strong sound. And we had them horns up there, and GoGo was just really getting that So it was nice.
The horns were very prevalent back then. I mean, it was like it wasn't even heard of. You ain't have a horn section in your band. And most you named the cats who were strong. I mean, cats like Mike Tell and Tidy. Those they were powerful with this.
Oh man, they were powerhouses, man. It was a beautiful thing playing with them. That most, because you got to think about it, right? A lot back during that time, a lot of the high schools had strong marching bands.
Yeah,
H.D. Woodson, Cadoza. That was during Cadoza Rose Bowl time years and stuff. They had so many strong horn players that came out of school back back in them days and stuff. Where it was H.D. Woodson, all the high schools, had strong marching bands, and some of the junior high school had some strong like Shaw, because most of the people Shaw were going to Cadoza, so.
I remember I used to sit down up in the bleachers and watch Woodson marching band practice, out on the field back there, So yeah, that was kind of I would be on the metro bus and I would see them like get off and just go just to watch them, work out or whatever. So I remember them days. That was around that.
And that was a good time for GoGo too, because the high schools, most of the bands, if they had a GoGo, if they had the GoGo band, usually had horn players or musicians that went to different local high schools. Mm-hmm. So, when we did play their homecomings and stuff like that, all through the city, I don't care where it was, and also, in the DMV they call it now, but in Maryland, Virginia, we would play at everybody's homecoming, and the Catholic schools too, Curl, McNamara, DeMatha, all the high school, all the high schools and stuff for the Catholic schools and the DC, and in a high, and it was a very good time for us, and stuff, to get that fanfare and that love and stuff. Because we then later on we would play at places like the Washington Coliseum, and that place was like the baby Coliseum. I mean, baby Capitol Center back then.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. Yeah. So you rocking with Black Love. Excuse me, I might get some water. You rocking with Black Love, and okay, how's it going with that? And your next move from Black Love is to who? Because you've been kind of rolling. In the years and stuff, because stuff was going like this, because everybody had a band. Say again, you got real low.
Here we go.
Say it again.
Coming in again.
I can't hear you. Wait a minute. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, he done blanked out my sound again.
For real?
let me see. It is Sprint, y'all. It's Sprint. Don't blame it on the network. I can't blame it on that network. Let me see if it does anything to it. Hold on.
So he can't hear me that good.
All right,
every time somebody calls him.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay.
Sorry about this, y'all. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you clear.
Hello?
Well, you didn't hear me.
Hello? Can you hear me?
I can still hear you, yep.
There we go. That's better. I don't know what that does. I plug this headset in there. I can't hear you the headset, and I take the headset up, it opens back up. I don't know.
It opens it back up. Okay. All right. Well, got some well wishes wishing you happy Thanksgiving. That's a good look. But yes. Okay, but was we picking up where we left off again? And you say, so you was with Black Love. The next band was who?
Left Black Love and started playing with Chance Band. Chance Band over in South East.
That's with Bobby Smoot and them, right?
I'm sorry. Let me back up. I started doing a little with Stratocasters with Dwayne Lee and them a little bit. There was a little.
Stratocasters was after Black Love.
Was after Black Love. After Black Love.
Okay. And, so how did that go about?
That was brief. It was brief. It was fun going over there with the Lee family with Dwayne. Had Leon Thurston. He was over there with me too, and D. Lee, Dwayne Lee, and Kevin Lee, Richard Lee, and then wound up leaving. At that time? Dwayne.
That's right.
Dwayne Lee.
That's right. That's right. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah. Dwayne,
Arnell still with them when you got with them?
Who?
Arnell, was he still with them when you got with him? Or he?
Arnell, no, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. He was still in that. It's their neighborhood, C Pleasant.
So. Right. Well, that's my neighborhood. That's where I grew up. Yeah.
Oh, you grew up too? Okay. Yeah.
That's why I knew all of them real good. Yeah. There's a lot of musicians I see playing. Fate's Destiny, Stratocasters, all that. Black Love. Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
I was the little kid trying to hang with the big boys back then.
I know. A lot of talent in the DC metropolitan area. A
whole lot.
But wind up staying there for a little while. That was fun. It was fun with them. And wind up going to play.
Do GoGo, right?
Yeah, we did. We had you remember Big Earth?
Yeah,
yeah. And we had him, the Big Earth, and what was his name? Oh, man, what is his name? What is his name? He was my Facebook friend. He gonna be mad when he see this interview.
Let him know it's not the heart, it's the mind, not the heart.
I know. I'm thinking of his name. I see his face, but I can't remember his name. Yeah. But wound up playing with them for a little while. It wasn't a long time, but we were still good friends. We were still good friends, you know. His family, his mother and father, Mr. and Miss Lee, the Lee family and stuff. His father just passed away back in August. Mr. Lee, he was good. He was a good man, you know. Let us practice in his house, and his their mother's sweet as cotton candy. She's sweet woman.
I used to be at the house all the time. I know. Matter of fact, when y'all used to be practicing, I used to hang out the basement door listening.
Yeah, a lot of talent, Yeah. But why not leaving them and go? That's when I was still in high school, trying to get through high school, messing up because I was loving the music more so than school. I was playing basketball. I made the basketball team. And didn't know whether I wanted to play basketball or do music. So I was kind of in between messing up my grades and stuff because when I was started playing, that was Black Love. That's Black Love. I'm going backwards. I'm going backwards, but Chance Band. I'm in Chance Band. Chance Band practice off of Minnesota Avenue. So that was good playing with them too because there was family with them with Bobby Smooth and Glenn. I think Glenn was their uncle, and Troy. I think Troy was on drums. Yeah, he was on drums back then, and stayed with them for a good while. They were real nice, man. Had a lot of pretty ladies around in their family and stuff, so it was give you a lot of inspiration to want to go see them, to go over there and practice and stuff. Them pretty women around there, you know, we teenagers, you know what I'm saying? So stayed with them for a little while until Reds came. Reds was looking for musicians, and he snatched me up, and I can't remember, was Lonell playing with me at that time or not. And he needed some more musicians.
Who was the horn section when you was with Reds and the Boys? Who was
me, myself, Lonell Tabbs, Vincent Tabbs. I'm sorry, Vincent Schott. Vincent Tabbs was playing bass.
Yeah, okay.
Lonell's brother was playing bass. And then we had Lou, Cool Lou would come through. He would play. They played trombone and stuff. Sometimes we have a four-man horn section. So we had Lonell on trumpet and Vincent Schott on trumpet. And I can't remember Lou's last name. And Lou would come through something, and then he would play trombone. Then sometimes we'd get Hunter would come through, and CJ.
Right.
You know. So
then let me ask you about the horn thing. Were you finding yourself kind of in friendly wise though, competition with other horn sections, having to say, okay, this band, they horn tight, we gotta get tight? Were y'all doing in that kind of zone with it?
Of course. Then, you know, we had people like CJ, who was a lot more experienced than I was, because when I was playing with Reds, he was playing with EU.
Right.
And Reds and CJ are cousins by marriage.
Right.
By marriage. And CJ would come and show me a lot of stuff and play like this, Kevin, play like this, play like that. You know, he has his own style and I had mine. But he would, you know, he was inspiring me. He inspired me a whole lot. I ain't never want to be like him though. I don't know why he told somebody that. I ain't never want to be like CJ. But to me back then, he was the sharpest thing that was out there. Donnell Floyd, if I'm not mistaken, I think was playing with Chance, and I think I came and got that spot before he did. And but he wound up going,
you was with Chance before Donnell or after Donnell?
I can't remember. I can't remember that actually what happened because it's been so long.
Right.
But I think it was some animosity about even me taking his spot or something like that. But it always seemed like somebody was coming back and telling me stuff that he said this and said that about me, and I was like, why are people trying to push us against each other? I wasn't never really about that competition stuff. I was only trying to compete against myself, make myself better, not against no other individuals. You know what I'm saying? But Rez was fun. Was trying to finish up high school with Rez. Rez was real strict. He ain't pay a lot of money, but he was making things hot.
Strict. What do you mean by strict? What do you say that?
You be on stage and he'll turn back and look. He say, tune them damn horns up. He hear our horns out of tune. We'll probably, some of them places we played at was freezing cold. So you tune the horns up at a certain temperature and they warm up, they because they change, you know what I'm saying, between the cold and the heat. We playing that stuff in places like the at the Atlas. Be freezing cold in them little spots like that. There ain't no heat in them and play in the Howard Theater. Be cold as hell in them spots. There ain't no heat. When they remodeled the Howard Theater and I went up in there, man, I'm looking around and say, oh, this is how this is supposed to look. Because when we used to play in that joint, it was condemned.
It was dark and muggy. I remember.
And smelled like urine. Urine. It was condemned. The restoration that they did to that man, it was a beautiful thing to see that happen in my lifetime and stuff. So, but when we used to play in there back, it was dark, raggedy. The seats was all torn all up and stuff.
The little balcony sides was all broken up. I remember all that. Yeah,
man, I used to watch guys swing from cables to one balcony to the other.
You remember that?
On that boat. Yes. On that boat.
Because I remember the first time I'm on, I'm like, how the hell he get up there? And then the next thing you know, I see another one leap up over there.
Yeah. Those were the days, man. Those crazy days. I mean, but it was, it was a very good learning experience and stuff, and learning yourself and camaraderie with other artists and stuff. Cause I around that time, by that time I had moved from Southeast and I moved around the corner from the Howard Theater on U Street on 4th and 5th and U. So right by Howard Hospital. So I would leave the GoGo, go home and lay in my bed and still hear the GoGo going on. So those are some good days. And then wound up leaving Rez and the Boys. Not intentionally, we really kind of forced out of the band, Lionel and I, because we were trying to finish up in high school. Both of us were going to Anacostia at that time. And we had to go to night school to try to finish up. And Rez put Lionel and I on suspension because we wasn't coming to rehearsal because we had night school, we had night school. So wind up completing high school at night school at Spinagon State at night school, and going to UDC. And ran into Quentin Ross. Because I told him my story, that Rez had put us on suspension. Quentin Ross was the saxophonist for Petworth band.
Okay.
And we was going to UDC. Everybody was going to UDC. They had Funky Ned. He was going to UDC. Everybody was in the marching band. I was in the marching, trying out for the marching band. So I found out the marching band worked out more than the basketball team. I'm like, wow. The Striders, man, Firebirds, man, that was a marching band too, man. Because most of the high schools, when the UDC, that's they had a strong, athletic and music up there in marching band. But Quentin say he suspended y'all. You and Lionel come on play with us. He asked both of us to come play with them. They already had a 3-man horn section at that particular time. They had Michael Wade played trumpet, Nathaniel Lyles, and Quentin. So he invited Lionel and I to come play with them. So now we got 5 horns. So you talk about marching band sound. Marching band sound and so we was mixing. Yeah, we was mixing the southeast side. Cause Lionel lived down around the corner from me in southeast, and off of Morris Road and Howard Road in that area, and we took that sound and stuff that we had learned from Reds and other bands and that sounds and the choreography with Petworth. Man, ain't nobody want to play with us. You talking about rivalry then? Now you talking about first you got a 3-man horn section. Now you playing with a band. Then they got a 5-man horn section and they got choreography. Man, I remember them days. Nobody want to play with us then, man. They didn't want to play with us.
Remember Petworth? Petworth. At one time it got very, very powerful.
And Lil Mike, man, he had that range. Lil Mike, people don't know. Lil Mike did a lot of music for a lot of bands for they had horns, but Mike would do that top part because he had that Lil Mike had that range.
Yeah, I went to school with Lil Mike.
Yeah. Very talented. Yeah, very talented. Yeah.
Wow, so I didn't know that about Lil Mike though, that they was hiring Mike to do that. That makes sense though, because he's still a bad dude on that trumpet.
Yeah, I heard. I think he's teaching now.
Yeah, that's I heard. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you're doing the Petworth thing. Were you with Petworth during the release when they released? Because I used to see Petworth up Howard. I used to go to Howard and see Petworth. Were you with them when they released that live, the one with Tricky Rick introducing the album?
Yeah. I laughed because that was funny. That was a funny time too because
but that was
that was a beautiful time too. Because that was my first time in the studio and recording the studio. Well,
I remember the horn line.
Recording. Yeah. That was brought back through Shine, your boy out of your neighborhood.
Yeah, okay.
Old Reverend Shine.
Yeah.
What's his name? Freeman. Robert. First name Robert Freeman. What's his name?
Freeman.
Yeah, Freeman. And he had a powerful ministry. But he brought us into the studio, and actually during that time, it was like 81, something like that. At Lion and Fox, I think it was down there. I think that's when they were down on K Street, Northwest.
Okay.
And during that time, Sean was bringing a lot of bands into the studio because during that time, a lot of the music that we were playing was not playing on the radio that much.
Right.
Especially not on FM radio. Right. You will hear GoGo music on WOL on the Moon Man show.
Yep.
But the other station, FM stations that were out there, they were not playing GoGo music, and that was, they say still not. Yeah.
Not really. They may pop it. Not really. Not like heck no.
No. It's about numbers. It's about numbers. People they feel they can make money off you. They play you more, but they don't feel that if you're not marketable enough, where you crossing over into mainstream, they're not gonna mess with you. As long as you making and you fill in their pockets, the radio station they use you to their advantage.
Yes,
You
indeed.
know. But Shine was one real responsible for a lot of bands going into the studio.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of bands, well, at least myself, I can talk to myself, didn't get too much money off any of the productions of my own art because I didn't know the business. I didn't know the business. I was young. I didn't know the business aspects of doing it. And still learning right now. And still learning. That's the thing about it. I am still learning about it and stuff. Can't take people's words that they're gonna do certain things for you because you find out that a lot of people would not tell you the truth. So a lot of things you almost gotta get it in writing before you actually do any projects for people because people are out for themselves when it comes to that business and stuff. When it comes to that money, that's when it comes to their money and stuff. Am I allowed to curse on here?
Yeah.
There's a lot of fuckery. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
fuckery in the business and stuff. People will screw you over and stuff for their own gain. And that's the unfortunate thing when they're having artists because we love to do what we do. And people will exploit your love for what you do.
It's
And their whole
it's unfortunate because it continuously happens. So somebody who got screwed over, you would think since they know how it is, they wouldn't do it, but they turn around and screw somebody else over. I don't get that.
That almost sounds like a person that's molested. I always thought, to see that people that molested used to become molesters.
Wow. I never looked at it that way, but you got a point.
I've heard that. You always check people's background, say were they abused, were their father, were their parents had domestic disputes in the family and stuff, and they become these crazy people in domestic disputes. But going back to their business in the studio with Shine back then, we had Chucky Thompson was in the studio with us at that time. He was playing with Petworth during that time. Very talented. He played in the marching band of Dunbar, and I think Chucky played. I think he played the sousaphone. Okay. He was sousaphone or the trombone. I can't remember. It was one of the big horns. Okay. And Chucky was very, very talented too. Leon, I wound up having Leon playing with me too, and with Petworth, Leon Thurston. Yeah, he was playing keyboards.
Yeah, I remember.
But it's a funny thing. I missed a lot of the story and stuff. Wound up having Dwayne Lee and Leon playing with Ray's and the Boys back then too. Got both of them spots with Ray's and the Boys to go backwards, but. Moving forward, with Petworth, having Leon in there, Chucky Thompson, both of them on keyboards. Tony Crowder was actually on drums.
Okay.
Then he wound up going into the service, so he didn't get a chance to record with Petworth. So they wound up using Lawrence McCrae, Ghost. Okay. Ghost. And Nate, for some reason, was taking a break. He's not on that album either. So we wound up using. Okay. He's not on that album. Okay. But we wound up using Sam. I can't remember Sam's last name. I think Sam went to HD too. Mm-hmm. Sam, Little Mike. So we had two trumpets and a sax myself. Mm-hmm. Skin Tight, Daryl Ingham. Mm-hmm. Rudy. We call it Minnesota. I can't remember Rudy's last name. And John Locust Cabaloo had him on the mic, on number one mic. Yeah. That was some fun too because Shine had told me, Lil Mike, and Sam. Mm-hmm. That the horn parts are not sounding right. Shine came up in the studio and he had too tall Steve Coleman. Steve Coleman. He from your neighborhood too, right?
Yeah, Steve. Yep.
Steve and CJ, Carl Jones. Had both of them in the studio with him. And he looked at us and told us that if y'all don't hit them horn parts right, I got Too Tall Steve and CJ to play these parts on his album. And we looked at each other and say that don't even sound right to hear Petworth album, us playing in the band, but they playing it on the radio or playing it at whatever playing it, and that's not us playing the horn parts on there.
But that was normal though. That was the norm though.
Unfortunately,
I think people would be surprised with a lot of them songs back then that it may not have been the actual band members on the recording. People
you got the Bud, Huckabucks.
Yeah,
a lot of them groups, they used artists that was able to do a lot of that stuff. That's so talented and just put it out there and put their name on it.
Right.
Right. But I didn't feel right about CJ and Too Tall Steve coming in there, and they first of all they didn't know none of this stuff. Not saying that they couldn't improvise because Steve and CJ, very talented musicians. But Sean told us, he said, I don't know what y'all do before shows, whether you smoke something or drink something, but y'all need to go smoke what you smoke or drink what you drink and come back and hit these horn parts. If you listen to them 3 horns, them 2 trumpets, 2 trumpets got to sound like, it's got to be tight. Then with that sax up in there, I'm playing the bottom on that. If you listen to that album, man, I only think you can't hear no mistakes. You couldn't hear no mistakes. I guess we were scared. We were scared that these cats, CJ and them were gonna come, take our spots. But we wind up pulling that off. Man. That was my first recording studio, studio recording, and put on wax back then, y'all. We had, say some history and stuff. We had big old 12-inch. We played from the you really call that album GoGo, because we played the beginning to that joint to the end.
Yeah, right.
I don't even think we stopped.
Like I said, I still got the opening horn line in my head. That dun 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 dun.
I don't even know where we got that from.
Dun, 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 dun. So that's y'all.
Yeah.
I wish I had it now. I would play it now. Dang it. If I'd have known, I would have had it ready to play so people can hear.
Yeah.
But that's
taking me back some years. So I was about 20, 21 years old. You talking about almost over 40 years ago. Wow.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But those some fond memories, and that's some history stuff, man, historical stuff that, like I said, all this stuff needs to be known for real.
Yeah.
But so you continue. So you was doing the Petworth thing for a while, and keep me up, bring me up. What's next after that?
Then I get a call. From.
What happened with that?
Say it again.
So Petworth ended up breaking up, or I guess.
No, not really. Just people just how it is with bands and stuff. You have members to go in, members coming out. You know what I'm saying? Right. You had the John Cavaloos moving to Essence and GoGo Lorenzo or whoever was coming in. Artists coming in and out. That's when I got a call from I don't know, it was CJ. CJ had told me about EU needed because he was leaving to go do his own thing. We was doing CJ and the Uptown Crew.
Right.
And actually CJ took me, and he took me in and he started showing me all the EU horn parts. That was good. That was good for me, you know what I'm saying? Because they actually had somebody to have you hands-on. And this was away from EU. He would take me, we would go up under a bridge somewhere, and he'd just show me the horn parts, show me the horn parts up in the school areas and stuff. I think it was over by Sursum Quarters. I remember going over there up under this building and stuff, had a over thing, and it had a sound that would come back to you and stuff, and he'd show me the horn parts and stuff. Even to this day,
Mm-hmm.
CJ and I, we had a horn, my first brand new horn. Most of my horns that I bought usually were used horns. I never had like a brand new horn. So my first brand new horn was actually a Bundy 2, which was a student edition horn. And CJ and I were together when I purchased it, and I still have that horn today.
Ah, okay.
I still have that horn. You might see it at the GoGo Museum. I'm thinking about putting it in the museum, you know, because that story when I bought that horn, CJ and I were out at Zabarella's. Remember Zabarella's?
No, where's that?
It used to be in Crystal City Music Store in Crystal City.
Okay. I didn't know about that.
And, not too far from the Pentagon. And we went in there to purchase the horn and put my horn in my car. I was driving and came back out. I'm sorry, CJ and I went to get some beer. Came back out and my car was gone with our horn. But both our horns in the car.
The whole car? I thought you were going to say the horn was gone, not the whole car.
The whole car was gone. Look, they didn't just take the horn. They took the whole car. They took the whole car, and that's during the day that was CJ and Lil Benny had collaborating. They was doing the GoGo Drug Free during that day, during that time. And CJ, they had this big concert coming up because they had just released that GoGo Drug Free album. That not the album, but the single I think they had with Murray and Burry on there. This is Murray and Burry. I'm the nation cap. You got to keep drugs out the nation cap. I think it's something that has round win and stuff. But CJ and I had to go get my horn from these guys, and CJ, he's a good talker, you know, telling these guys we'll give you tickets to the show and stuff like that. You get this, we don't have no money. We just bought the horns in the back seat. But they wanted to give me the car, give me my car back, and our horns were okay. And,
wow.
I still have my horn. Yeah, I still have my horn.
Wow.
But why not going to play with EU? Why not going to play with EU?
Now going to EU now you're talking to some big stuff, because EU was known to have probably the strongest horns. You know what I'm saying? So
you know why? You know why? Mike and Tiny up in there. I'm back up in there again. Kato. And the beautiful thing about it, Tony was there too. So let's go back some time. I remember playing with Black Love and Sugar Bear walking past our sound system. You know, we were a young band and stuff, and our sound system looked like a pile of junk for real. And Sugar Bear walked past our.
What y'all had, them Shure speakers? You remember them Shure speakers?
We had some junk. That's what we had. We had some junk we made in the alley, man. And we back in the day. See, I forgot about telling you stories about when we used to play against Legacy with Shorty Tim and them over in the East Capitol Recreation Center with Stefan Woodland, bass face, and we used to kick their ass. And we rolled this big old giant speaker in. There was massive thing, but it was just a big pile of wood. And Stefan, he remember that he still laugh at that. But I mean, we was playing at Club LeBaron, and Sugar Bear walked past the stage and he bust out laughing. He bust out laughing. And this before Toddy and Mike and Tony started playing with, and Tony started playing with them. And then years later, he got 4 of the members of Black Love playing with EU. So our time, was steady moving. We were steady moving, people coming in, people going out. You know, if you know a newer musician, you would call them. If a spot was open, you feel that they can fill those shoes, you would call them, That's what happened to me. I think
that's how I got the places where I've been. Yep.
Yeah. See, I think CJ, I don't think Michael Toddy called me, but I got the call. I think CJ was the one, told him, I can hold the spot down, and I wound up getting the spot. And of course, my playing ability wasn't like CJ's. CJ, you know, he was like one of them, to me, the solo his ass off. And I was still learning how to do that. I remember playing with Rez and stuff. Rez would say, come on, baby, solo. Come on over here. I say, Rez, I can't solo in that key. He say, come on anyway, baby. So they would force you to go back home and whatever song that was and learn how to solo in that song.
Solos,
yeah. So to play with EU, man, to play with EU, it was taking a big step up. You know, each band that you leave and stuff, you know, is a funny thing is because you know you had your fans that are used to you. Even the band members, they didn't want you to leave. You know, and the fans too. No. Even though you was going to, you thinking you taking a elevation, you know, that's a step up, but people still used to you being with Petworth, or still used to you being with. Even when I was with Chance Band to go with Reds, you know, people were, you know, they wanted me to stay with Chance. You know, they wanted me to stay. Even the band members and some of the fans too. You know, in the neighborhood. I mean, sometimes it's the unfortunate, but some of the people, they wind up understanding that, you know, this is a move you got to make for yourself. You know, because you're trying to. It's an interesting thing when you coming up, because it's levels. Like my man Pedro with Pure Elegance, he says levels to this shit. but the music, the same thing. You know, you taking elevations to a stronger sound and or of a musicianship. You know what I'm saying? Playing and stuff and fanfare. You know, when you start going to places when I was playing with EU and you got cameramen and news reporters and stuff, fans asking for autographs. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother level. I wasn't getting that with Petworth. I wasn't getting it with Petworth. I mean, even though their fans loved you, you know, their fans love you because you know you or liked you because you you know you play with Petworth. You from, you know, they call it upper crest of Northwest. But
yes,
yeah, but yeah, EU was fun. EU was a lot of fun.
So we talking EU. We talking what years we talking now? If
84, 80, 85, 86.
Okay.
85, 86, and that's when I left EU. Left EU. I actually got voted out of EU. It was right before the vote. Right before they did the butt.
You got voted out.
Yeah. Cause this is what Sugar Bear say. He said that I wasn't living up to the I guess CJ's reputation. He said I was. I guess he didn't like my sound, or it could have been business wise that they, you know, they wasn't trying to take a lot of musicians into doing that production with Spike. You know, I don't know, because that was right. It was so close. They were so close together when they did that. So I left EU and briefly, real briefly.
This was right before the big Capitol Center show. Basically,
I didn't never get a chance to play at the Capitol Center.
Oh, you never got really? Okay.
No.
But you did the Coliseum though.
Too many times.
Yeah, see, I never got a chance to play the Coliseum. I got a chance to play the Capitol Center, but not the Coliseum. So.
Rez and the boys, we played there and came out with long johns and baby diapers on New Year's Day. And after that, as far as getting embarrassed, feeling embarrassed on the stage or feeling embarrassed, because it's as an artist, you know what I'm saying? For me, I'm talking for myself. It takes a time to really have to be able to deal with hundreds of people or just people looking at you when you performing and stuff. You know, you up on stage, or whether it's 20 people, whatever it is, But you know, as time went on, the crowds got bigger and bigger, and to be able to be comfortable as an artist or as a person in dealing with people, because you looking out there, audience and stuff, man. There's some funny faces out there, some beautiful faces, and all of them not beautiful. You got people up there gritting on you, you know, like giving you the mug. Like,
oh yeah,
I remember playing with Black Love one time. We played at what was that joint on off of Kennedy Street, Northwest Gardens.
Northwest Garden, yeah.
Played at Northwest Gardens, and in my younger days, we up on stage. We playing with Ray Essence. We had we was the band on the card. Stefan Woodland. He said he don't like saying the opening band. He said he like to say the band on the card. he said, and we was the band on the card, and Ray Essence probably was triple gigging that night. So we up on stage. We done ran out all our songs to play. Guess who stuff we started playing, and we shouldn't have did it. Essence, we started playing some of their music. And why we do that? Because some of their fans were there.
Everybody used to love playing, because everybody loved playing their music.
Yeah, but their fans didn't like you playing their music. Their fans, man, some of their fans were there early, and they've been there waiting for them, and it was kind of intimidated. You know, you a young musician and stuff, and people start pulling up chairs and looking at you like, y'all serious? They looking at us like, y'all serious? Y'all need to stop. I got butterflies in my. I think the first time I called it butterflies, man, I had to get off the stage, man.
That's funny.
I was young, but you learn, you start, getting up on stage. You find out people just people. You know what I'm saying? They gonna make some funny faces. Some of them you don't pay no mind. Some of them you do. But through the years and stuff, because some people can be kind of intimidating. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, what you gonna do? What they gonna do to me? Do to you? You know what I'm saying? What they gonna do to you? So you learn to just deal with them. You know what I'm saying? So go back to Hot Cold Sweat. I stayed with them real briefly. Of course, as you get, you've been playing with this band, that band, and the things that people tell you to do that don't benefit you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They want us to basically pay for free while they pay for the equipment. The reason why I say for free, because if you lead a band, we ask them, say, with Hot Cold Sweat, if I lead a band, can I take a microphone with me, a stand, a jack cord, or whatever? When I lead the band, if you're not going to pay us on these shows, and they said no, so I was like, oh, see you later. I didn't stay late. I mean, Charlie, I like the people, but the business wasn't benefiting me. Okay. So I didn't stay with Hot Cold Sweat, but wound up recording back with them when they redid Meet Me at the GoGo, and CJ called me to do that. I record, so when they redid the horns on Meet Me at the GoGo, I'm playing on that. So okay. But wound up leaving Hot Cold Sweat and went and started to play with Ayre Rayde, with Donald and Daryl, and they were cool. And my man, that's when John, of course, was in and out of different bands and stuff. I didn't left Ray Essence and John Cavallou. He wound up calling me because he playing with them too. And I liked Ayre. Ayre was real clean too, and their business was real clean too. I like Daryl and Doc's business. And I was over there playing with Keith Exum and Todd. I think Todd was on bass. Actually, I played with two different sets of Ayre Rayde. I played with Ayre Rayde with Lil Jeff. Lil Jeff playing trumpet. Right. And I think Boogie played for a little while on there, and also Bula. Bula played. I played with Bula for a little while with Ayre Rayde.
And there's a video of Ayre Rayde, the Ayre Rayde playing up Cherries. Are you on that show?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
All right.
There's so many videos and sounds, something you listen to, say,
I know.
that mean you look at, because even with the air rays, you'll see a video with me and Jeff and Toddy Callahan, Tyrone Callahan to play with Class Band, and that's also a Ayre Rayde that I played with too, and we were real tight. We were real tight too. That was nice. That was a nice band too.
Okay. Excuse me, I was just talking about grandson. I heard you, but
yeah,
my grandson, he just turned 9 yesterday. So,
wow.
Yeah. But anyway, keep going with that. Okay, so yeah,
with Ayre Rayde, stay with Ayre Rayde for a little while.
Have you seen the video I'm talking about? It's not just the record. I mean, it's not just the audio of the show. It's the visual of that show.
Yeah, I think so. I think I've seen it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I've seen a couple of different videos. I just seen myself with Petworth there, and I saw one with Ayre Rayde there. It was dark. It was real dark.
Yeah. Okay.
And cherries. Yeah.
Right.
Those were the days, man. Those were the days. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
And when wind up, you always have the most, not always have, you always have, but I did during that time and stuff. Went through a drug addiction.
Okay.
Yeah, for a little while. That's my horn. The horn that I got, that I told you that I still got it.
Mm-hmm.
That's because I pawned it, and then I walked past the pawn shop, saw it in the pawn shop. I think I got myself back together, and wound up buying it back. So.
Oh wow. Oh, that's cool though.
Yeah. Through the grace of God, man. Through the grace of the universe creator. So we bounce back from them things and stuff. If you try to keep your focus, that certain things, certain drugs that you can't use.
Right.
That could use you. And I went through that. You know what I'm saying? I don't regret telling my story, because that's what happened to me. A lot of people don't want to tell that bad part about them and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
But I was never incarcerated.
Right.
But I was on the addiction of crack cocaine.
Okay.
Had me gone.
During that period, you say that that started during that period. That was during that period.
Yeah. I thought I can be a drug dealer, but what they always tell you, say don't get high on your own supply.
Right.
And I tried, and but I bounced back, and that's why I wound up going down to Save the Seed ministry down there with Shine. I didn't want to go down there, but I was like, man, he down there stealing people money, talking about God, man. But say God used everything for his purpose and stuff. And wind up leaving Ayre Rayde,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when that they were through the addiction and stuff. It kicked in and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And was gone for a little while. Then
so
wind up.
What's the story? How you bounce back? You know what I'm saying?
That's why I said I went to the ministry down there with Save the Seed ministry.
Okay.
And you had cats like people would come through there and visit. Most of the cats are off the street, the streets and stuff that you knew and stuff, because that's when cocaine had hit the city hard.
Right.
Hit the city hard, you know what I'm saying? Either you was a user or a seller, a distributor,
Right.
But or you wasn't doing none of that. But it hit a lot of families in DC, and
music. That's one of the things where I can say it's really interesting. We're talking a period. There's some wild stuff was going on, and even when I look back and I see the stories and a lot that was going on, especially with the drug game that was going on, I was like, I think I asked a question one time, golly, what the heck was I during that period? And you know what it was? I was too engulfed in playing in the GoGo band that I didn't, and because of that, I didn't get involved in the other stuff. So that's why I say GoGo saved me, because I would have got
I had
involved
some
in the other.
idle time where I thought I can I could sell it. And
Right.
the first time I purchased the seller was the first time I tried smoking it.
Okay.
Would you believe that? We believe that. I
Right.
mean, it was unfortunate of that time in my life. Like, but
Right.
I learned a lot. I learned a lot through my addiction and stuff, and about myself and my spiritual walk and stuff of what I can and what I can't do, and how people think that they know you, or assume, even people that might be watching this right now,
Mm-hmm.
might be judgmental, but who are you?
Exactly. Yeah.
You
One thing
know, who are you?
yeah, nah. One thing with me, I'm not judgmental of anything or anybody. Everybody has a story and everybody has a walk. It's a blessing that you went through that and was able to bounce back. That's what I applaud big time. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Me too.
Um.
Me too.
So
Yeah, for
so
real. I
I
mean, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy to think about it.
never said. Of course it wasn't. Never.
You think about it and stuff. Where you had a addiction that was a self addiction, and the only thing that it thought about was itself, and the only thing you wanted to do was get high. So any of my playing the horn, or I went to work. That was the funny thing, that I went to work. I went to work. I supported my own habit, but at the same time, the addiction got worse and worse, and everything that you said you wouldn't do, like you wouldn't sell this, wouldn't sell that, the shit went out the door. Lose your house, lose your car, But I'm here, you know what I'm saying? All the material things, them temporal things, you can gain all back. You can gain all back. You just gotta get yourself back first before you can be able to do anything,
And you gotta keep in mind, some weren't even able to do that. You know what I'm saying?
No, they
That's
weren't. I got a brother still out there. And a lot of people that I've seen that's still out there. Because a lot of people think that they can continue to use. I had a family member just pass away back in July. You know what I'm saying? Through his addiction and stuff. And it ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. It ain't no joking. So I don't wish that on nobody. You know what I'm saying? It beat our sisters up real bad. But it was all by design and stuff. We of course we don't own. Now, people always say, "Well, y'all ain't got to use it." No, we don't got to use it, but they ain't got to deport it into our cities too, into our neighborhoods either. But that's another story. That's another story.
Yeah,
But
no, I mean, but it's a testimony, man. As I'm
yeah,
saying, it's definitely a testimony,
man.
because
It
I know
is. Yeah, we struggled, through prayer and meditation and knowing that places that I like to go or wanted to go to, like I went to Jamaica back in like '84 or something like that. It was places that I said, through my addiction, I said, hey, I'm never gonna see these places again. You know what I'm saying? And Jamaica to me was just paradise. It was just pretty. You know what I'm saying?
right.
During that era, I went to Jamaica and wound up staying with one of the major artists in Jamaica, and him and my mother were real good friends because they were in the movie Sankofa together, and his name is Muta Baruka.
Oh, okay.
Muta, I wound up staying with him up in the hills and going to the Sunsplash with him and riding on the beach with him. This before my drug addiction, so I'm thinking I'm not gonna get to go back to see pretty Jamaica again. You know what I'm saying? So I was in my head, them damn drugs gotta go. I love my music. I can't be able to play my music no more. I was looking like Sugar Honey Iced Tea. You know how it is, man. Them drugs would they beat you down. I was working. I continued to work and stuff like that, and until I had a dirty urine. I had a dirty urine, and that's when I wound up in the ministry over there with Save the Seed.
So how you get back into it? How you get back? You back on the now. You back on the path. You went through those valleys. coming up out of that valley, and now you back on the scene. What? Give me that
Back on the
scenario.
scene, I started playing with this gospel group called Purpose, and it
Okay.
was always a interesting thing when I was playing, doing what they call gospel music, and still had a love for so-called secular music, but to me, it's all music. And
Right.
I always still had my love for go-go music, and uh, uh, dealing with people on the gospel scene wasn't too much different to me than dealing with people on in their thinking. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I always this was me, right? If coming from what in scripture is talking about, come let me show you how to be fishermen of men.
Mm-hmm.
I was always looking at the music as part of that's like the line that you fish with the gospel music. But in the DC area, most of the fish here was to me the fish, the people, right? It's going to be fishermen of men. So how do you catch these people? Was to, like, if you look at the change of music with Teddy Riley started doing it's time to make a change. That music
Yeah.
started changing, man. It started changing from that that sound contemporary traditional to contemporary music, versus that old like old traditional church music and stuff like.
James Cleveland type. James Cleveland type style. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is for whoever likes that type of music. But to me, it always seemed to me that the people were mourning the loss, like God was dead. Like God was dead. So when it came to contemporary music, gospel music was always, to me, was kind of uplifting. It kind of turned my head, and I started listening to more reggae music and stuff. Even to the point when I left. Let me go back. I was trying to play with the gospel band. I was telling them to say, well, you want to be fishermen of men, you want to get more fish. Most of the people in DC listen to go-go music. Well, this is what they say. We don't want to play no go-go music. I said, well, you don't want the people. It's about it's about what you personally want. It wasn't about the people. It's about your personal agenda.
Right.
And I left that alone. So I played with a gospel group called Purpose for a little while, and then started playing with Backyard. Heard Backyard was
You started playing with back, so now we talking what year? You got
02.
02. Okay, we up to 02.
2002.
Woo, you've been in this now. You've been in this. You got some mileage on it now. Coming up with Backyard. So we talking new generation of kids too, followers. You know what I'm saying? That's totally different.
Very interesting you said that, because one year we was on stage, we was playing at a concert, and they were getting all excited, mostly EB and Sauce.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of the band too, kind of excited. I don't know, Ging, I can't remember how Genghis looked, but I remember EB, because I was communicating with him, and at that particular time when they had artists that was coming on the stage that played with another band. And I said, who is he? They was all excited and everything. I was like, who is he? They say Wink. I say, Wink, who is he? I didn't expand when I used to play with Junkyard. Wink is the Congo player for Junkyard. And it didn't dawn on me that that's who they looked up to.
Right.
Backyard catered themselves out to Junkyard. Mm. And the age difference between Genghis and I mean, it's like what, 10 to 15 years or something like that, and age difference and stuff for me. And I was dawned, and I kind of stopped and say, oh, damn. It's a big gap in between it, because even their fans used to look at me. If any of them looking at it now, they was trying to figure out who this big black nigga, where he come from. You know, we cover like he just dropped out of the sky. I know his face, because even when we went to talk to Coop when he was managing the band, about asked him did he need horns. Tweet to play trumpet. Kim Sullivan.
Yeah, I know too much.
We went to Coop, and and Coop, Tweet was talking. He said, I'm Tweet. It's KO. We heard you looking for horns. He said, yeah, I sure am. He said, well, Tweet told Coop. He said, well, we come as a package. And Coop looked at Tweet and looked at me and said, well, I know my man right here, but I don't know your face. You don't know your face. And then we got the spot. They really didn't need us. Because they already had their crowd. They could have used us, but they had to really open up because they had so much other stuff going on with the keyboards that was playing a lot of the parts that horns would play.
Horn shots.
So
they were doing a lot of horn shots, yeah.
Horn shots, they were into that stuff. And then the music was so busy. So a lot of times, artists, they think that, they don't let stuff breathe. So in order for a horn section to come into to do anything and stuff, especially with any of their old music, they had to let it breathe, to probably cancel out some parts and change some stuff up. So it kind of made it kind of difficult for us to come in there to try to make a mark in there, as far as a horn section with Backyard. I mean, I stayed with them for like 5 years. 5 years, and that was fun too. We played at some nice shows too, because actually Coop brought us in there. I also had Nate, got Nate up in there, trombone player Nate, Nathaniel Lyles, got him up and playing with Backyard. It was fun. Had me, him, and Tweet, and then we had my man C-Dub. He came up in there, the trump saxophone player, and we had some other people went in and out with the band and stuff. Kim, the other Kim, forgot Kim's last name. To play with, he sits in with Essence and EU and 76 Degrees West, and he came there. I wound up leaving Backyard because it got to be where the business wasn't right. Wasn't right. So it was time for me to venture elsewhere. Kim brought the other Kim that played with 76 Degrees West, brought a friend of his in there to play sax, some guy from Philly, and that didn't work out. Coop said, "KO, I don't see too much difference between you and the other dude." I was like, "Duh, you let that man pump in your head that he's so much better than me and stuff, and you see it for yourself, Because the guy came in there, he came in there with some arrogance,
right? With
some arrogance, very arrogant and stuff. Most of the band didn't like him. The other section, I can't remember his name because he wasn't even from here. But I only know the dude, but he don't know me either. So, but wound up leaving back, just chilling for a while, and then started playing with my man Ras. You the one turned me on to Ras Lidj and Deep Band.
Ras,
yeah, you did. You and Bonnie Westmoreland. Y'all told me. I think we was at some club over there off. What's the name of that club? I can't remember the name of the club, but I told you that I love reggae. I told you I listen to a lot of reggae and stuff like that, and to want to do music that's more uplifting, more conscious, with conscious lyrics and stuff. You said, well, I know somebody who doing some music like that, and you turned me on to Ras Lidj. If I'm not mistaken, either you or Bonnie gave me his number.
Bobby, Bob. Okay.
Yeah.
Could have been,
Yeah, I know. You don't remember.
Well, I mean, I'm always doing stuff like that. I'm always.
I know. But it was you. It was you.
Different,
Yeah, it was you that told me about the Ras Lidj. It was you, and I think she was right there at that time. But I think you was the one to connect that connected the dots, and I wound up playing with him for a good little while. That was fun too. It was fun too, because it was different, you know, especially when you come you mixing genres. You mixing genres, yeah, go-go and reggae together. You got to really be open for that.
Now let me ask you about that. Just that period of playing with that, doing that thing that he in his own lane right there with the whole reggae thing, go-go and reggae. How was the audience taken to you now? Because now you can play in front of a go-go audience, you can play from a reggae audience. So how was it? I'm curious about how the reggae audience were taken to you.
It's always interesting because people like what they like,
right?
Whether it's go-go, you know, even listen to other artists and stuff. Some people prefer, say, if Ras Lidj, or just regular talk, like he not from, like, with a accent or talk patois. But me, that's what gives him that edge, because he can do both. Right. You know, so it helps him to give that Shabba Ranks the talk when he does his dance hall type thing and stuff like that, and or whoever he does and stuff. As long as he don't try to sing and stuff, he probably got better than that. but Lidj, you know, very talented. He's a showman. He's a real showman that really, you know, can really get into the people and get, you know, the people you like reggae. But the thing about it, about what he did, what he was doing and what he's doing, you really got to have artists that study both genres.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, because if you don't have artists that grow up in that genre like he did, and he can play a little bit, but he's not a musician. You know, a musician that and a lot of and not just percussion wise, but to be able to groove and like go, and to also to be able to play those chops and be able to bubble and play bass lines like reggae. That's a talent that everybody don't have that.
Right.
Everybody don't have that. You got to be probably DC. Not saying that other artists from other places can't play it, but you find a lot of artists can't play that. Even George Clinton say that. He say got people from DC, artists from DC will play your stuff better than you will. Right. You know.
I think it's that thing though, right? It's that feel. I mean, I play by feel.
That's swagger. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta grow up on that thing, man. We grew up on that joint, eating, sleeping, having it for lunch and dinner, type of vibe and stuff. I mean, but even with the reggae too, because even certain go-go artists can't just play reggae. You know, you gotta know how to round that bass off.
Most definitely.
Yeah, you know, and some artists don't like it. You know, some people. I mean, some people like what they like. You know, some artists don't like reggae. Some artists don't like go-go. You know, I love music. I love music. I don't know what the hell it is. You know, I'm like James Funk. If it sounds and crank, I love to play it. I don't care. The people like it. That's because a lot of time I'm not playing for me, even though I like hear myself play. But really, I'm playing for the audience and stuff, and that's the big thing about what we do and stuff. We're not playing for ourselves, and even though we like the way we sound and stuff, you know, like that, and sometimes we get caught up into what we just like. Mm-hmm. You know, because even right now and stuff, you know, I'm trying to get my man Stefan with Pure Elegance to play reggae, because I got a nice reggae song that I want to do and going to do with or without Pure Elegance. Right. And we're doing some things right now with Shirley Carleon. Some real nice stuff. I kind of switched over from Ras Lidj and the Deep Band to Pure Elegance, but that's where I'm kind of really at right now, man. With Pure Elegance at this particular time, and I didn't.
So how did you connect with Pure Elegance? This is a whole Pure Elegance resurgence anyway. How did that come
Oh
about?
man, I played with them. Actually, never played with them, but I used to go to rehearsal years ago. Years
Which
ago,
Pure Elegance? The original Pure Elegance or this Pure Elegance? Remember, there was original.
It always been with Stefan, and then Scotty was always somewhere in the
Okay,
neighborhood.
so that version of Pure Elegance. Okay.
Yeah, in that version of Pure Elegance. But some of the old cats, the originals, I really don't really know them like that, other than Pedro. I'm not even sure Pedro original, but
Nah, that's not what I meant. But don't worry about it.
yeah, as you say, resurfaced.
Well, no, it was basically a whole different band.
Yeah, yeah. I was never near anyone.
Yeah. Don't worry. I mean, now keep going. How did you get with him though?
What wound up playing with this reggae band called Proverbs and played with them for a good while, and until recent, about a year ago, August, and conflict of interest. You know what I'm saying? When you sometimes I think this, I have to be honest with certain things. When you sometimes when it's just your project and you think that you know more than anybody, you know, other than the other artists, because it's, you know, you think about it, you want us to paint the picture with you, right? But sometimes you might be putting the wrong color in on there, and the people really ain't feeling that color, you know, or when it comes to music or reggae, you know, reggae can be kind of real slow. It can be kind of boring. It can be kind of boring, because that's what I really liked about what Ras Lidj was doing with the reggae. Not saying that I was trying to do that with the Proverbs band, but a lot of some of the energy reggae can kind of put you to sleep. My mother loved Proverbs band. God rest her soul. My mother passed away almost 3 years ago, and she was a hell of an inspire for me. You know, even writing.
Anyway, because you mentioned something earlier. She was in Sankofa. I got to know about that, but.
Yeah, I'm elaborate because my mama's still around. She's on the ancestor round. She been looking out for me too. But she loved Proverbs because my mother was clumsy, and so fast music she couldn't, fast music she would trip over her feet and stuff, So I say, Ma, I say, Ma, you love this slow ass music. She say, yeah. I said, so you don't trip over your feet? She say, you got that right, son. You got that right. Reggae can be kind of, like you smoke the good spliff and stuff. You gotta move it.
You can whine on that reggae.
Yeah, you just kind of moving. So she really likes Proverbs, man. I do too. My brothers, Roots, Tim Shaw over there, and Ras Zaya and Zwen, and my sister Katana over there. Hell of a vocalist. My mother's she loved the way she sing, because she sing from the gut. Sister from Alexandria, sweet. She is sweetie too. But stayed with them. I mean, I was in between groups, even with them, with Proverbs, because Pure Elegance was doing little stuff here and there, and then until last year, when I parted ways from Proverbs and just started doing more stuff with Pure Elegance, and just started. We're just grinding before the pandemic. The pandemic hit us. We were grinding, and then when they hit us and stuff, we kind of just backed up from it a little bit. Trying to fill out what is what. As far as what you can and what you can't do around this virus. Of course, me being a saxophonist, I cannot wear a mask when I'm playing. So if I'm rehearsing and stuff, I'm taking a chance on anything, as far as breathing anything into my lungs. And we've been fortunate. We've been fortunate with Pure Elegance because Stefan has contracted coronavirus and.
Oh, I saw he said that. I mean, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. And I don't think he caught it anywhere near any of us. I think he was somewhere else when he caught that.
I mean, but it's gone now, right? He's good now, right?
Yeah. As far as we know, I'm not no scientist. He had preconditions and stuff that that he had to deal with, that he deals with on a regular. But we've already set up.
I think he did a video or something talking about it. So
yeah. My man Diallo Rodman, he did a video, and big shouts out to him because he reminded me of someone like you, man, because y'all keep cats like y'all and stuff continue so we can tell our story, have these platforms where we can tell our stories because unfortunately and fortunately, what took you so long to call me, KO?
Well, you know what it is, man. And this is something I was trying to explain to somebody the other day. You know what it is? First, I was doing the platform, then I stopped doing it, and then the pandemic happened. When you're talking 40 years worth of history,
it's a lot.
You're talking a lot of people. You know,
a lot of stories. A lot of
stories. Everybody has a story, and everybody's story is unique. So sometimes it's hard to say who's willing to do it. So even when I reach out, I'm not even sure you would really want to do it. I just reach out, and if you say yeah, because I've had people who say yeah and didn't do it. So it was always that kind of thing. So it's
because the stories can be because the stories can be, sometimes you try to be as real as possible when you telling the story and stuff, even telling about my past addiction and stuff like that. Some,
right.
People don't want to tell that, but I fuck you. You don't like
that. But see, with me, because one thing I'm not going to dwell on, one thing I don't do gossip. I don't do sensationalizing anything. I just, so it's basically, that's why I said it's your life. You tell your story how you want. If you want to expand on something, we can. That's on you. If you
only people got on there and actually told that story that they've been there with that.
Huh?
In your past experience of interviewing people, how many people get on there and tell that story that they've been there?
Only 2 people who ever done that I can remember. You and James Funk. James Funk will tell his story too as well. He did.
A lot of people, they be hiding. People I pump up like their life been all peaches and cream. Oh hell no. No, it's been a struggle. Especially being in this black skin and stuff. My mother, since you want to hear about my mother, I grew up in the house. My mother was a revolutionary. In my house, Stokely Carmichael would come at our house. Stokely Carmichael was with Snick back in the day. Who would that tell? Tell me about what? Tell us about the one-on-one. Yeah. That's the first thing I heard somebody go. How many watches we got? People watching. Can you tell that?
I can't tell. I can never tell. Even if some comments come in, some comments get made, and I don't see them until after I finish. I don't know why. But
that's Jay Smooth.
Yeah, if they commenting on, for some reason, if they on YouTube commenting, it shows. But if they on Facebook commenting, it don't show, and I don't know why. So
I think this is Facebook. Yeah, but my mother grew up in the house with my mother. She was with All Africans People Revolutionary Party with Stokely Carmichael, and I was in the youth All African People Revolutionary Party.
Really?
At a very early age. So I'm over there rolling with Stokely Carmichael and and people like that. People come to my house. They look at my walls and they see in the early '70s and stuff and pictures of Huey Newton, Malcolm X, and Patrice Lumumba, and all these revolutionaries on our wall. That's my mother. That's she she had around us. So later in the years, my mother, she was a teacher, and she taught at most of the Afrocentric schools in DC. So my mother wound up getting this part asked by this film director, Haile Garima, to do a character in the movie Sankofa. But actually, the movie wasn't called Sankofa at that particular time. It was called Nunu.
Nunu.
And
okay.
They after the one of the characters in the movie, they was calling it after the sister. I forgot her name, but she was Nunu in the movie. And they wind up changing the name. I think when they went to Ghana to do the recording, because part of the film was done in Ghana, and then they had another part of the movie that was done in the cane fields of Jamaica. The word Sankofa means to look back, to go back and fetch, or look back at your past and move into the future. But only look at your past to see what you have done right, and continue to do those things that are right, but move on to the future. And my mother wound up getting this part, this character. Her name was Juma, and the character my mother played was a significant part in the movie. And also when I was telling you about the guy that I stayed in Jamaica with, Mucha Baruka, wound up standing with him. He also wound up getting a part in the movie. His was Shango. So it was interesting. I had both of them had them parts and stuff. Mucha, when they were still filming the movie, my mother was in Jamaica. Mucha was still doing concerts that's when the Kilimanjaro was open and stuff like that. He was still doing concerts and stuff. But she wound up getting a part of a person who she really actually, that was like her. The part that she played, Juma in the movie, that actually was her. And so ironic, she wound up getting another part in another movie by the film director Haile Garima's son, by Mrawawi Garima, who just did a movie called Residue. And my mother also got to get a part in that movie, and so did I.
I seen it. Who was your mom was in the movie? I seen it. I watched it.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's called Residue.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I watched it. I seen you in it. But what part of your mom was in it as well?
She played. Remember when I can't remember the characters, but remember the cat that was going around looking for his buddy.
Yeah,
he kept going around looking for his buddy, and his father told him, "Don't forget to go over there and help Miss what's her name in her garden." And remember the lady that was in her garden picking the stuff? That's my mother. And then she was the lady that embraced the lady with the dreads, the elder. Yes, my mother.
Oh wow, okay, yeah.
She got to do it right before she passed away. Yeah.
Goodness, okay. Yeah,
I was trying to get other people in that movie. That's how I got Bouncy that part, the part he played, and because they were looking for other characters and stuff. And I called Bouncy. I think he was trying to get his son to do it, and he wound up jumping on the part. Yeah, because his son was doing acting and stuff. So yeah.
I seen it when it first came on Netflix. So yeah.
That was nice to get that part too, because I think that was probably the second. It's kind of like the second acting role I got. I got a commercial when I was in the ministry with Save to See Ministry. I did a commercial for the ministry around Christmas time and stuff. Well, that's when I actually had to learn a script. But for the recent movie Residue, he gave us the scenario of the characters he wants to play, and he let us go.
Right. Yeah, I was on the front stoop. I seen it.
Yeah. So most of it was improvisation. We just acting. He told us what to do and what was going to happen when Jay walked up to us, and he didn't tell us what to say or nothing. So when the character Jay walked up to us, he was looking for his boy that he ain't seen. Have we seen his boy?
But y'all didn't know him. You're like, who? Yeah, why are you looking for somebody?
I mean, because he ain't been in a while. He already told us, that he hadn't been in a while and stuff, and told us who the characters who we were. So if you think about it and stuff, either we know them or we don't know them. So
Right.
what we did was, so the characters that we played, that when he told us to, you know, he been gone for a while, so we just kind of like, you look familiar, but we ain't giving out too much information, and I got to run in my mouth, and it almost seemed like that was a snitching. I had to run in my mouth because they was like, man, we don't know, you know. I said, yeah, he could be 5-0 and stuff like that. And then
it could be the feds. It could be the feds.
yeah, you know, but that was all us doing that. You know, them guys that actually, the other two guys, Randy and the other cat that was on the step, they were already there. They wasn't like they were brought to the scene to do it. He actually asked them on the scene, would y'all like to be in the movie?
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Like to be in the movie, but I was brought there to do the movie.
Right.
And once he told us the scenario of what he wanted us to do, we just improv. We just took it, you know. We just took it, you know. Even talking about Jay's mother, say, "Damn, Miss with so and so, you know, she still got it." You know, saying, "Oh, that's, you know, that's stuff that we talk about." If she fine or if she old, you know, she old. Like, nah, she old. She can barely walk, and but we just, I took it to a level of, because I was kind of dominating the. It seemed like the guy Randy, but I was feeding them. They was feeding off of me, really.
Right.
But it was fun. It was fun though. But my mother was really excited about doing that movie because the second generation Garimas, the work with the father, Haile Garima, and the work with Marawi. And Marawi, even doing all right with the film and stuff, even through the pandemic, you know what I'm saying? I think it would have probably got a lot more play. I mean, but to give people the chance to sit at home and watching that and stuff because of the, you know, everybody not out in the streets and stuff as much as they used to be.
Yeah.
No.
I watched it twice. I watched it twice actually, because I usually do that because you always catch stuff the second time that you missed the first time.
Yeah. It is.
But
yeah,
I
did
wrap Jones up. I want to ask a couple of questions before we roll out of here because we damn near done 2 hours.
Wow.
Which I appreciate you doing for real.
There's a lot of history, man, and like what you say, you know, it's so many stories out there. I don't even try to get too much in detail because somebody, what's his name, Diallo, Robin, he say, I need some dirt. I say, man, I'm not giving no dirt.
I don't do that. I don't do dirt. No, I'm not that guy. Yeah. But I just want you. I don't, you know. I mean, you know what I'm saying? My name is my
I don't even. You know, I try to, he did one on me on YouTube, and there's a video on YouTube that's circulating. And I gave up a little bit of stuff, but I try not to get in telling names and, you know, I don't do all that stuff.
Yeah. Anyhow, I'm curious. What I'm curious before we roll out is, I just want to, for somebody who's been in dealing with GoGo or seen so much since its inception and looking at it now, what do you see? What do you see? You sit back now, you're a 60-year-old young man, and you're looking at GoGo, I guess, between now and whatever the future GoGo, 10 years, 20 years from now. What do you see now with this whole generation? Are we missing a generation? What do you see, basically? When you look out there,
wow, that's a question that kind of got me stunned a little bit, got me stuttering, because you would wanted to say it has a strong possibility of going stronger than it ever been, but people had to stop being so like their story is the only one that they have to be told. You know, there are much more. There's more faces than GoGo than people that are on the front line. You know, like when you said at the beginning of this program, is people that lift equipment and stuff that got stories to tell. You know,
my goodness.
And we got people that lost their lives on the back of them trucks, riding in the back of them trucks, and lost their legs and start walking around here, and you wonder why he walking with a limp. because he was in the back of that truck and stuff when they turned over with their go-go equipment in the back. And it was named Crip. Yeah, and I mean stories like them cats like that. There's just so many countless stories. Every time they give, it seems like they give these so-called documentaries and stuff, and you see the same faces, like they the only faces of go-go, which to me is sickening. You know, it's sickening and stuff. Not for them people, but for the people that are in control of. You want to tell a story. You want to, come on, man. It's so many stories to tell. So if you want to be that storyteller, you gotta. And that's why I tell us to tell our own story. You know, right now I'm telling my own story, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you, but people have to free the music up and free the artists up, and stop trying to too much control the artists and let the artists be artists and let them paint pictures too, because you're not the only one that can paint a picture. You know, when you got several members in your band, it should be some kind of collective. You want them to, unless you were the artist like Prince and stuff, you know, you writing all this stuff and that's what you want. But it seemed like to be only that, you know, people want to say that they the only one producing, you know, and don't want to share what has been done by a collective of artists in the group. You know, even like with the song we just did with Don't Mute Us. You can't mute us. On the intro of that, I wrote that. That's that's me.
Okay.
The hook that was written, I wrote that hook. That Wincy sing, I wrote that hook. And there's countless stories and songs and stuff and energy and art to be done. But if you got some people that are trying to be the only ones that controlling the art, it ain't gonna never reach nothing, because the universe creator ain't gonna let it go but so far, because you're being too greedy. You know, but if it's enough, for everybody to share, it's enough. It is enough for everybody to eat, for everybody to share, for everybody to tell their stories, because there's so many stories out there to be told. It'll blossom into the most beautiful, powerful structure. That's what happened to you think about it collectively. Hip hop is the way it is because collectively they just let everybody just tell their stories. You know, there's so many artists out there and stuff. You countless.
Well, let me ask you, because I strongly believe it. What do you think is stopping folks from telling their own stories? Because that's
just like I said, there's several individuals or so-called people that think they're in power and controlling certain things. That they just wanted to be all about them, because people don't. It's enough light for everybody to shine, you know. So people will be wanting to control it, so they can think that everything got to come through them, you know, because no one entity or one go-go band controls that genre of music, because
of course not.
You know, and
one can only control their own brand, correct?
Yeah, correct. Okay. Correct. But you think about it and stuff, when a lot of people don't know a lot of people don't know me. You know, a lot of people don't know
it is, right. I understand.
A lot of people, that's what I was saying when I was playing with Backyard, they were like, Slim, can you get out the way? I want to see Big G. You know, I've been in the game 20 years, way before Big G and been in there and stuff. But what happens is that our stories never get told and stuff, you know, when it sometimes becomes, the fans can be kind of fickle. Hate to say that about y'all, but only people y'all seem to know is the people that talk on the mic. You know, sometimes can you ask the person that talk on the mic or the person that sing? Because sometimes I think it's an energy and stuff that power that they have on the people because they saying something on the mic.
You know something that was very unique about Red Essence way back in the day.
About different people.
A lot of other stuff, Red Essence did come out. Do you realize that the majority of the crowd knew everybody in the band's name? And do you know why?
I like to hear your version. I like to hear your version. Well,
because
I always thought it was this. I used to tell Genghis, I say, Genghis, you can make your bands just as strong by like how you making the people. I don't know if he remember that I said that you make nobody look like a somebody by you just saying their name.
Bingo. You hit the hammer right on the nail. And that's what funk used to do. Everybody knew about Godfather. Nobody knew how Godfather looked, but they knew about Godfather. You see what I'm saying?
I
know. Knew Jungle Boogie. When Racing started, you remember when Racing started, what was the very first thing, anytime Racing's the stage, what was the very first thing the crowd started yelling? Soon as they hit the stage,
Jungle Boogie.
Soon as they hit the stage, they break down whatever their intro is. Boom, boom, Jungle Book. You see what I'm saying?
That's look, because you were feeling that joint. You were in that joint like feeling it.
But funk made a conscious thing to always call people's name. You knew who John Bighorn was. And even Sugar Bear did it with some of his members. Sugar Bear did it when he said, "That's Mike, that's Carl, that's Too Tall Steve." And they got them.
And he did. Yeah, he did it with, say he would do everybody and you spell your name Kevin.
Exactly.
That's Kevin, y'all.
and exactly. So what it was is that's what you told Genghis is right. That's how now if you only, and I'm not saying this to anybody, but if you only saying the conga player's name, but you're not saying the keyboard player's name, don't nobody know who the keyboard players are unless they real close to the band, real friends with the band. That's one of the difference. You see what I'm saying? So I think it's up to the camp, but they audience ain't going to know because the first person they see, the person you ever notice automatically the person on the front mic, people on the front line become the stars, period. Because that's who they see.
And the band become the backup band, the house band.
They become the backup band. So that's what you call it. You see what I'm saying? I mean, that was a big deal. When I was playing with Benny, I was back. And then when Benny realized I could rap, I started being on the front line. And they knew me more. You see what I'm saying?
But you got to think about it too. You got to think about it too. We were the front. I mean, like the horn players, like EU days, the Petworth days, and the Raisin Boy day. We were on that front line. We did the raps, the singing, percussion. You get the band. I was tripping out, and when I can say get back in the scene, but when I went to check out some of these bands and they had 6, 7 people on the front line. I asked them what you do. They say I'm on the mic. I say what you do. I'm on the mic. What you do? I'm on the mic. They don't sing. I'm just on the mic.
Right. Well, that's what became those facts. But I think that's one of the biggest things. That was one of the many unique things about but then I think it wasn't where Essence did it, so everybody do it. You knew who Skin Tight was or whatever because you heard the name. You see what I'm saying? You knew who whatever. So that's how the audience. It's up to the band. The audience ain't gonna know their name if the band don't make it be known. Period. Right. I honestly believe that to the day, and you believe it because you said that to Genghis. It was something you said. You know what I'm saying? That front line, that man on the front line got the power.
A lot of power. A
lot of power to make just by saying a person's name, make them famous. You get up on that mic and you can say Lisa of the world. Everybody yelling Lisa of the world. Everybody yelling go Marvin and Sean. You know what I'm saying?
I think a lot of reasons why GoGo too, they try to keep the music hush because they were actually scared if GoGo became that conscious, and you had a consciousness of awakening the people and stuff with that sound. It'd be like reggae. It'd be like reggae, you know, with the conscious lyrics and stuff, and really talking to the people and stuff about, you know,
that's dangerous. You know that's dangerous. We do stuff like that, we become a threat. You know that.
Of course, the government and everything else, the powers that be.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because we're waking the people up. They don't like waking us up. They like feeding us with that. But that's a whole nother story.
Once you keep killing each other, keep selling drugs, keep banging each other, keep going to jail. You know, but I heard that's what was going through the hip hop community, where they was paying, well, not actually paying them, could have been paying them to push the negative images of gangster rivalries and all that stuff, so that people can keep fighting each other and killing each other and selling drugs and go to jail, so they can keep financing their pockets through the criminal justice system. Sad.
So like I said, it's a whole new subject there. We could spend another hour talking about, boy, for real.
Yeah,
that's true.
Sad.
I mean, that's so true. Yeah. I mean, but even planting the seed and letting people know to be conscious of that, to be conscious of the messages you put out there in your music.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, I got like I said, I got to get ready to wrap up. But I want to leave off with, I want you to follow these, answer these questions. I always do this with everybody. The last thing, because we overtime like I don't know what. Answer these questions. Plus, I still got to eat my Thanksgiving food. But okay, finish this sentence. All right. Without music, I would be blank. Without music, I would be blank.
Wow. Dead.
Okay. Music is blank.
Life.
Music
Love.
Makes me feel blank.
Good.
All right. Support music because blank.
It's ours.
It is. Okay. All right. And then lastly, we'll wrap it up. I guess, you know, I can't say let folks know where y'all gonna be at. Because
unfortunately, it's kind of sad thing, Kato. You know, where it's gonna be, because it don't look good.
Right.
It don't look good. You know.
Oh, like I said, wow, yeah.
There's another story.
Yeah. You know, so keep it all in prayer. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah. Rest in peace, all the people that we have lost through this COVID or this guy he said it's covert.
How about that? I just lost a teacher. One of my old teachers and strong mentors from Duke Ellington named Donald Lease. I mean, and Donald Lease was very popular folk artist, you know what I'm saying? But he's very deep in lost him to COVID the other day.
My mom wanted me to go to Duke Ellington. You believe that?
You should have went. It's hard to say, but yeah, that's an experience right there. But that's where I know Lil Mike from. That's where I know Harold Little from. That's where I know Donnell Floyd from, and so many others. You know, we went to school. Tony Terry, we all went to school there. You know.
Yeah, I went to school right down the street, right down the border.
What's Michaela's last name? Golly, Michaela Angela Davis. Yeah. So many of them. Yeah. Anyway, man, appreciate you coming through this junk, taking your time on this holiday.
Thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having me, and thanks for everybody whoever's watching. You know, thank you. You know.
You know, whoever ain't watching, I guess sometimes football was on and all that. That's why I was wondering if you wanted to postpone, but it's no matter because this stuff stays online. Like I said, you'll be able to pull it up.
Exactly.
YouTube,
it had to be done.
Websites, all that. So once it's up, it's up. That's the whole point of this, is being able to archive. It's important to archive this stuff. That's how people know.
I've always say, document, son, document.
When people do research, when you want to hit, and I'm gonna just leave this little jewel to you. Look, when people who aren't in GoGo do research, they want to do a GoGo project, and they start researching people, they just, like everybody else, they go Google. So whoever comes up on Google is who they contact. So you got to make yourself known. You got to, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't doing that, if you ain't promoting yourself and all that kind of stuff, and I do a search, I want to do a search on such and such stuff, or the horn sections of the horn section in GoGo or something, the history of the horns in GoGo, and I pull up Google, and your information don't come up, but tweet information come up, that's what I'm gonna call, because I don't know to call you. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's not, I don't think it's anybody's fault. They just grabbing two things. They grabbing who they following, pulling up, and they also grabbing who responds when they reach out to them, because everybody in GoGo don't respond when you reach out to them. You know, so
that's another story too, who they respond to. That's why I say they have the same old faces on there, and I guess what comes up is those particular faces, and they just stay right there, and those particular faces control how far it really goes and stuff, instead of going to get so many other people that they know that's involved with what we call GoGo music. You know, and I thank you, man. Appreciate you, man. And I see you got back on your chops, man. You had stopped for a while, right?
Yeah, I had stopped for a while. Look, let me tell you something. I had stopped for a while, and for years, I got scared because I would go see a band or something, and let's say a band, like let's say somebody playing, and let's say Stan, Stan Cooper. He might say, Kato, come on, get up on here and jam. And I know my chops ain't right? So I'm like, nah. So what I finally said, when I got me guitar, I said, never again am I gonna go out and somebody tell me come up and I'm saying my chops ain't right. Next time I go out and see a band and somebody try to say, Kato, come on up, I'm gonna be ready to come up. And now I'm ready to come back.
That's good. That's good. That
was
have me back playing the guitar. I got one that look just like the one you got.
Oh, for real? The black one?
Yeah. The black one. I actually bought two of them jokes, and I gave Kevin Whitaker, Kevin California one.
Oh man, that's my man. Cali. Yes,
but trying to learn for him to teach me the way he played. Nah, because he played the opposite way. You know, I forgot upside down, but I can't remember. But he played left hand. He played left hand.
Yeah, well, everybody got their own unique, and that's one thing I learned too. You showed me. You found out I was a musician. It took me a minute to find out. Stop getting discouraged when you see other musicians is great. You know what I'm saying? Try not to. I'm telling you, because everybody has their own unique style they play. No two people play something the exact same way. No. They might try to attempt the same style, but they always going to have a different approach to it. It took me a while to learn that.
It is so important, and it's so important to keep studying and stuff. I'm still a student at this. Actually, I want to say this before we leave. Our trumpet player, Bert Jackson is last name Jackson. He's a second generation. His father played with us with Petworth. His father played bass.
Okay.
And his son plays trumpet and play keyboards. And he's like a godsend, you know, because he's fresh out of college, 2-3 years, but the music's still fresh in his head as far as that theory is concerned. You start playing the GoGo band, all that reading and all that stuff. You get playing the notes. We playing mostly by ear, so we're not playing by charts. But we still had to know some theory. But that youngin we got now is a godsend. We asked for him. We didn't want to. Nothing against any of the old heads and stuff, but we wanted somebody fresh in there, and we get this young cat to come in there, Bert, BJ, and he played keyboards and played trumpet at the same time. 25 years old, fresh. I think when the buoy, yeah, it's nice.
All right,
but
man.
Keep studying. Yeah, thank you, man.
Appreciate that, man. About to roll out. Definitely appreciate it. And we have wrap to you, okay? Thanks.
All right, man. Appreciate you. All right.
Peace.